Alright.
God damn.
Hey. Hey. What was that, bro?
My dog.
What was that?
Oh, God.
Hey, I'm confused. I'm Jen. He said I'm bleeding, bro. What?
Take these damn breaths.
You good, man?
That hurt.
I don't know why you tried to flip a bottle in the dark.
I was trying to be dramatic for the camera and show everybody we was here. That hurt.
Backfired.
Yeah, it backfired for everybody.
Sound about right.
Damn, that hurt. Let me put these back on. I'm not ready. All right, well, did the video start?
The black people, yeah, it's rolling, bro.
Oh, well, this is awkward.
We rolling. We rolling.
Can you cut
bro.
that?
No. No. Not cutting that, buddy.
No way. I don't make mistakes. What's good, y'all? We back with another one.
Man, we back with another one, man. You know what I'm saying? We in super detective mode. You feel me? You know what I mean?
Detective Kim, Detective Dub, you know, we hitting back at it.
We in it, you know what I'm saying? We in it today, you know what I'm saying? We got a teen killer and was forced to tell his mom about his crimes.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying? He was forced to confess to his mom.
His mom, dang.
You know what I'm saying? Mama had to watch him be a, you know what I mean?
These YNs are crazy.
You know what I mean? He had to up the fight.
These YNs are crazy.
He had to up that fight.
Oh my, not the
He
fight.
had to up the fight.
Say it again. How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
The fight. F-I-E. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, shout out to Little Switch, man. You know what I'm saying? Little man with the switchy. You know what I mean?
Excuse me?
All right, anyway, we're finna get back to it. You ready?
This is not a very what's it called? Professional detective agency. We got a little fight going on.
My fault. Everybody in detective carry a little fight. You know what I mean? You gotta keep your little fight.
Okay, let's
I mean,
let's all right. Let's see what's going on. Let me see what we're looking at.
all right, they rock.
Make sure you get the gear. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. Plug it.
Is she okay? Do you see where she's hit at? No, it's on the side of her head. They're saying she's pregnant too, Mom. Take a deep breath.
This woman was just informed that her daughter, Tiara Harris, was shot in a gang-related incident and is in critical condition.
They just were shooting. And the blood just started dripping from her head like...
Is it Houston? Oh, Donovan lady?
It do look like Houston. Is it Houston?
I don't know.
Keep playing.
She in the ambulance. Like, I can't even talk right now, bro.
Her boyfriend rushed her to the hospital, but sadly, it was already too late. And the worst part, Tiara had nothing to do with the shootout. She was an innocent bystander. A simple mix-up left an innocent, pregnant mother of two dead, her children now motherless, and her family absolutely heartbroken. The police now face a grueling investigation. However, with everyone involved supposedly being gang members, catching the killers would prove to be much harder than anything they'd done before. We've been in touch with Yolanda, the mother featured in this video, and are
It's in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Akron, okay.
Proud to share that half of the video's profits will be donated to the Akron-based charity First Glance Student Center.
That's tough.
At 7:29 p.m. on April 14th, Akron Police Department would receive multiple calls reporting dozens of gunshots being fired out of 1492 Rockaway Street. Witnesses would describe what seemed like a gang-related shooting with multiple cars speeding away from the scene, one being a silver four-door Chevy. Police managed to quickly track down the Chevy, following it as the driver sped across back roads in Akron. However, the Chevy wasn't actually running from the cops. It instead would pull over somewhere that concerned the cops even more. The hospital.
Hey, hold up. 5807. 5807.
Go ahead and shut the car off. Shut the car off. Shut the car off here. Go ahead and put your hands on top of your head, all right? Hands, nope. Hands on top of your head. Step out. Step out.
Well, do we have someone checking
He's innocent.
All right, man. Here, step back here to the back of the car. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
With the incident being reported as a gang-related shootout,
They gotta take all
police would
precautions.
assume the man driving the Chevy to be a gang
They ain't
member.
got a shiesty.
He got a
He would be
shiesty on.
very unlikely.
I
to
told
help
y'all, stop
them.
wearing them
So
shiesties.
I ain't gonna lie, I went to
they
a
decided
gas
to
station
stop him
and I
in the
forgot
back
I had
of the
my
patrol
shiesty
car
on
for
this
later
morning.
interrogation.
And I was like, oh,
As
shit.
this was going on, dozens of additional 911 calls would ring in, witnesses would arrive at the Akron Police Department to give their testimonies, and more cars would arrive at the hospital. Most importantly, though, for
All right, so listen up.
careful.
State
Don't wear them
Farm
anyway.
was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told me about this website. Now I'm spending $58
The
a
model
month.
fancy got the
Full
little, got the
coverage.
little
That's
closet
saving
spot,
$139. It's amazing. All you do is you just go to this
You know what I'm saying? We
Four
can tell you
miles
I got the
away,
old
a
breather.
young woman would be placed in an ambulance under critical condition with a bullet wound to her head.
But how
Turns
unlucky
out-
do you gotta be like a random shot person?
Yeah,
They get shot.
it happened a lot, but yeah, it's crazy.
Oh boy, y'all stay safe out here, bro.
wild.
This started off heavy,
No,
boy.
it don't even look like they white. That looks like an old. These look like
Oh,
old
yeah,
heads.
they old
too.
heads.
They had that.
He probably a YN.
Yeah.
He might be a YN. These two old heads.
All of this would be connected to a large group of reckless shooters. It's at this point that we need to step in. This is one of the most complex and mysterious cases we've ever covered.
we've seen.
So we need to break down some details first in order for you to fully understand the case itself and how well the police handled every single step of solving it. At 7:22 p.m., a car arrived at 1492 Rockaway Street carrying a number of people who started hanging out with some friends on the side of the road.
a really nice
This group
neighborhood, by
included
the way.
Javier
It looks very
Small,
nice.
Lanier Worthy, and Jonte
Yeah, nice truck,
Smith.
too.
Yeah.
Everything seemed fine until 7:29 p.m. A black vehicle reversed into the street carrying Tiara Harris and her boyfriend George. Her boyfriend recognized some of the people on the sidewalk and wanted to back up and say hi to them. At that very moment, on the other end of the street, three men emerged from an unrelated vehicle and started firing bullets.
Bro,
What?
what though? That's so random. That's so random.
These
Is that
men
not
were
random?
Zaire Saunders, 17-year-old Anthony
They were
Whitaker,
already in the
and
vehicle?
Jaron Rackley. All of
That's so random though.
They were already in the vehicle.
Yeah,
and they were just
already,
waiting.
it was just chilling. Was they waiting on him?
I don't know. He said it sounded like he backed up, so he didn't even.
He backed up to go say hi to the people that was they
That was
seen.
outside. That
Yeah.
was just walking at the
He
around the
didn't
house.
know. You wasn't even worried about it.
So that means he passed them up then.
Yeah,
So he wasn't looking for them. That's
they wasn't
crazy.
looking for him.
Bro, that's so sad, man.
affiliated with the gang BBM, a notoriously violent gang active in Akron at the time. There was
Woody
also
Mama?
the driver of the car,
I'm
Jeremiah
sorry, I don't wanna know
Williams.
what kind of-
Their
Wow,
shots
bro.
scattered the group on the sidewalk, with everyone running for cover. In the panic, Jonte and Javier drew their guns and began to shoot back.
I would have too.
Bullets went back and forth, and everyone went into a panic as they realized their lives were at risk and a bullet could strike them at any moment. Seconds later, the dust settled, and the BBM members Zaire, Antonil, and Darion fled the scene. However, a grueling silence would ring throughout the street as Tiara's boyfriend, George, realized Tiara was the sole victim of the shooting.
Ooh, that's
With
tough.
BBM's
They didn't even do a
running
good
in different
job. What the hell was this
They didn't
about?
shoot at that bird. Hold on, wait. Why is bird at the top? It's not be funny. Why, bro? You not even shooting at that bird. You shooting and slipping on the hill, bro. That's why y'all doing this? Why do y'all do this?
How you even? If you're gonna do something, you gotta actually hit somebody that you're supposed to.
But
be
why do
aiming
you?
for.
Who are you looking? Number one, who was they looking for?
I don't know.
Because apparently they was. Bless you.
Appreciate it.
Apparently, if you looking for somebody and you see that car, you go automatically start. You know what I'm saying? Dude had to go past the car, go all the way up, then back up, say hi to the people over here. Well, they thought that he was backing up the swerve on them, and they hopped out first.
I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, that's a possibility.
You feel? I mean, bro, if you
But
see,
did you see how they jumped out though? It was like they.
because they didn't know if they was finna jump out either.
I feel you.
You don't know.
I feel you. I feel you.
George flooring it to
I
the
get it.
hospital, and everyone on the sidewalk either heading inside or preparing to head to the hospital too. Cops would begin the grueling task of figuring out what just happened and who ultimately was the one that fired the killing shot. Now that you understand
That's a lot.
exactly
I
what
don't care.
happened,
They all
we
good.
can join the police as they try to figure out what just went down and how to solve the developing mystery. Remember that all the cops have received at this point is a phone call alerting them to the shooting and a description of the silver Chevy they've just pulled a gang member from.
There's another victim that's at the we don't know where that victim's going to go. There's a possibility that victim may be deceased.
Yeah, they got shot. Okay. They got it. Someone's got to go check, probably.
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sound, samples, instruments, effect.
Two of the officers ran over to the front of the hospital and discovered Javier Small and his girlfriend in complete distress.
He can't go in that room because she got to get checked out. Hang tight.
As it turns out, another girl was also hit in the shooting, that being this man's girlfriend. Luckily, she was only shot in the leg, but he was still extremely distraught and horrified about the whole incident.
He's got shot.
I gotta go to the house with my girl, bro. We'll get you. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back out and tell you how she gonna be fine. I don't know, bro.
Hey, this is the other part of the streets that people don't want to tell you,
Facts,
bro.
man. They can't
This
memorize it.
Yeah, you can't play with that, bro. Cause when them shells start flying, bro,
Ain't got no name.
you ain't. Hey, they aiming for everybody. You know what I mean? But stuff when somebody gets shot, a lot of y'all sound like this, bro. You ain't going to stop. Get out of there.
Not working.
Get out of there. Go to work, bro. Just be a normal civilian, bro. Please. It's not worth it.
Despite how distraught this guy is, he was a passenger in the Chevy, which they just found multiple firearms inside of. So police promptly arrested him.
Oh. You better hope
Across
you're not
town,
a
however, there's someone
You can't
in
be
a
around guys
much
in the first place.
worse position. Tiara Harris, the passenger in the black car.
Alright. Saying she's pregnant too.
Ooh.
How pregnant is she? How far along? 2. Okay. 2 weeks. 2? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Am I allowed to ride in the car with her though to the hospital?
Not right now. Sorry, man.
Bro, Yanni just got shot. I mean, T just got shot. Bro, just in the car, just driving down the street in Kenworth, driving from over there, and they just was shooting. None of the glass broke, but she wasn't like moving or talking. So I just brought her, and the blood just started dripping from her head, like, bro, we see in the hospital, she hold up, the ambulance, like, I couldn't even talk right now, bro.
Tiara was immediately rushed to the local hospital, and her boyfriend George was brought in for questioning. He wasn't a lead suspect, but police did find it odd that he just happened to arrive at the site of a violent shooting right as it all went down. He would claim to be innocent and actually provide a detailed description of everything that went down that
I'm
night.
telling you,
You turned
they
off
probably
here.
thought he was just on.
No, I didn't. I came this way. And I said, what y'all got? Like, what y'all got going on over here? Like, I'm like, it's like basically saying y'all good.
Right.
As soon as I said that, somebody from down here got to just shooting a gun that just kept shooting. That's all I know. But I didn't hear nobody or nothing like that.
So you're right there, and then you heard that. How many shots did you hear?
Man, I can't even recall. It was a lot. And then as soon as I
So
said
you were
that-
facing this way?
No.
You literally backed all the way down.
Say I'm coming down Turkey in this right way. This would be right way.
Okay.
Now I backed up.
Oh, so you back? So the back of your car was facing that way,
And I'm like, is y'all? I'm like, what y'all got going on? Like, I look out just like that.
like out the window.
Like, as soon as I even, like, it should have been me, like, you feel me? Because I'm the one that looked straight out the window, like, are y'all all right? Y'all good type stuff.
The cops asked him why he was even there in the first place, to which he just said he knew a couple of people on the street and that he had absolutely no involvement in the shooting. He's claiming that when he peeked out the window, his friends mistook him for the shooter and began to fire bullet after bullet directly at his vehicle.
shit.
According to him, it wasn't an accident.
Told you, bro.
No, but his friends,
I didn't know there was somebody in the car. But I'm only saying told you because That's the same way that they thought and started shooting. The same way that car behind that car that was way back there probably.
But they were shooting at them, and he was.
I know, but they didn't know. So they didn't know until they started shooting at this car. They just got out and started blasting. They just got out and started shooting.
Y'all gotta be careful, man. Bullets ain't got no name, y'all.
Bro, no
violent.
name. So okay, this is my theory. Real quick. So the theory is
somebody in group 1.
All right, George was the dude in the car.
Yeah.
Group 1 was his partners.
Yeah.
So George was coming down the block,
Yeah.
seen his partner sitting out there chilling.
Backed up
Real quick. Hey, bro, y'all straight? Like, why y'all just sitting in the car? Y'all looking weird.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And not getting out the car is kind of suspicious in the
So,
first place.
the one passing up a car and then automatically reversing, and you know you got people looking for you was wild.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me? So when he did that, it raised their antennas, not knowing, because that's what they don't know. They probably don't know what car
I get it.
He probably switched cars a lot.
It's a possibility.
You feel me? So they think we're not gonna get caught lacking. We finna start firing.
Yeah. I think I don't think you're wrong. I think, but when he backed up and he was out, I think it was all good until they started firing. Because
they didn't start firing until they started.
You know why I think they started firing though? Because when they passed up, he passed up, and he came back. They was probably like, "Hey, yo, that's them. Be careful. They right there." And they thought, "Oh, he tell them we need to get out and do
type reinforcement."
So they didn't even get that though. Oh man, it's crazy. I don't even know. It's a lot to think. Dang.
But a misunderstanding, making the whole situation even more tragic. With George's statement, they were a little clearer on the whole situation. But they'd made no progress into actually solving the case or tracking down the real perpetrators. That was until they returned to the scene and spoke to a number of witnesses who had watched the entire event take place.
It was 2 African Americans.
Who were they running?
Yeah, young kids. They come from back there across his backyard next door and out the driveway. He had a face mask on and had a 9mm. And then the other one had and they were
that boy had
almost to the point
that boy got
they run this way and they both jumped the fence.
Who are y'all fighting?
He jumped over and Marine Hoodie jumped the fence. He dropped the
Look at his gun. Look at the nozzle. Look at the nozzle.
Who are they? They going against the U.S. military?
They
Korea?
Hey, I want to know how y'all getting these guns, bro. I want to know. None of y'all got jobs. How y'all getting these guns, bro?
I blame the U.S. government for this. I ain't gonna get on my soapbox right now, but
look how long.
Nobody in my neighborhood has that side. I mean, now they do because I live in a better neighborhood, but they did not have that gun. Everybody had 9s and maybe a shotgun.
I was just out back cutting some stuff, and
this is a really nice neighborhood.
Look at all these white people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
what are y'all doing?
Y'all came to the white person neighborhood and start shooting?
What's
crazy?
really going on?
This is a really nice neighborhood.
No wonder the police came so quickly. No wonder the police came so quickly. Yeah, y'all are in where they give Halloween candy out.
No, they don't give it out. They leave it on the porch.
You feel me? That homeowner insurance is low. It's all I do. Y'all raising them.
Y'all raising what? Oh, after this, black people can live on that street. No more.
Oh, they own the street now. What you mean? Oh man, look, go ahead.
That's a barrage of bullets, fully auto. It wasn't 3-round burst, 4-round.
Manly bands
he knows his guns.
Yeah, real talk.
He can pick a size and wear it throughout the day to make sure it's the perfect
He was waiting on one of them breaking his house.
Fully auto.
It's not funny. Don't do that unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, what are you doing, dog?
Yeah, he is unprepared. He's wide in some crazy.
Backyards through the fence. That's all silhouetted. 2 guys running up towards that street, returning single shots as they were running away.
There's casings up here. Yeah.
I got more.
Okay.
How many did you hear? You think it was like 30. Like where all these cones are at, probably that amount?
30 or 40. This happened over there all the time.
Where's over there?
Right at the house right there.
I heard a lot of gunfire, but when I first heard it, I thought it was a backfire because I saw this car sitting over here where all the cones are. He had his lights on. So I thought he was working on a car and it backfired real bad. Then I saw them loading people into cars to take them to the hospital, and I knew it wasn't, because this has happened so many times before.
No, like, this neighborhood ain't never been like this.
I don't know what we're supposed to do. We can't go outside. Nothing.
Even with all this new information, though, the cops are only slightly closer to figuring out what happened. They were now at least able to confirm that one group of shooters rolled up and started the exchange before another responded, causing a huge exchange of bullets throughout the neighborhood.
I want to know what he was shooting at. I want to know what they were shooting at if this car is behind them.
Neighborhood.
They still had
two major questions.
Well, them George partners.
Because they thought like he said, they thought George was shooting at them,
they started shooting at. If they shot at George, I mean they shot at George after dudes hopped out the car.
Yeah, because
they just said dudes shot George's girlfriend first. That's what caused them dudes in the back to get out because they heard gunshots.
No, you talking about the dude in the group 2, right? The red group, the one that was further down the road.
Yeah,
I think they started shooting first, and the group 1, the yellow one, didn't realize that it was coming from behind. They thought it was George was trying. Oh, George, y'all, you snaking on us like that? And they started, you feel me?
Tight.
And then they were like, oh no, it's not coming from them. It's coming from behind us.
Tight. Okay.
Who were the shooters, and how was Tiara involved? Well, the cops had just spotted another witness that might be able to answer their questions. A woman who was actually on the street the moment the bullets started flying.
So you don't live here? So who owns the house?
Anitra house.
She is? Okay.
She was out to eat when I called her.
Okay. Everyone's okay though, right? The kids?
The kids, yes.
Yeah,
the kids are okay. I got to finish that watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her place to the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside, to be honest, with our family.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
We're all like prayer wrestling, like act like we hit each other and stuff.
See, that right there was going toward George.
I'm like, all right, we got a BB gun. Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like, pow, 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 it came through the head. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where the gunshots came from. I ran up, trying to grab the kids. They came through twice.
Okay. Did the house get hit at all?
I mean, I don't even fuck. Is that a bullet hole right here? I don't. I don't know. I was really just trying to grab the kids.
You said so. What? They got out of the car.
They didn't even get out of the car.
Or they just started. They were hanging out.
They was hanging out shooting.
Did you see how many by chance? Three of them. Okay.
Now it's starting to sound a lot more like a drive-by shooting, notoriously one of the hardest types of crimes to solve, especially if the vehicle was stolen. The cops are starting to lose confidence that they'll ever find Tiara's killer, but then they decide to ask one simple question.
It's not drive-by if they didn't drive by.
They're saying they're considering it to be a drive-by.
They pulled up.
Okay, perfect.
There were CCTV cameras on the property, and as soon as the homeowner got back, they'd have access to the footage. So in just a few hours, the cops were able to put together just enough footage to understand exactly what happened. Remember, we already know all of this, but for the police, this was huge. Now they had a detailed timeline of the entire incident, including at what time it went down, how many people were involved, and which vehicles the suspects used.
They start from scratch.
This would be very useful in the coming interrogations in terms of verifying their suspects' claims and pressuring them to confess. Police finally had a solid piece of evidence, and right as their case had started to build some substance, their biggest lead yet would step out right in front of them.
I have video of them carrying the girl that got shot and she got hit.
And that's not the same one that was at
She'll send her a link and she just upload it from there.
Right after. They took off.
Not only had they seen the entire thing go down, but as soon as they heard gunshots, they started recording. They managed to get this clear footage of a man getting into the same vehicle spotted at the shooting just minutes earlier.
That's a whole other person.
Now all they needed to do was track down the car using the visible license plate, and they'd have their first lead suspect. But with that said, these kids were no strangers to running from the police, and the officers would begin a hunt to find these evil teens.
Can the Group 1 be held responsible if that's just my fault? Can Group 1 be held responsible if that's just self-defense at that point, though? Because they were just... But they got guns, probably illegally.
Yeah, but you out of there.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's not self-defense if it's not on your property.
It
also depends on how you got stand your ground laws.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, so if it don't,
like Texas,
you know what I'm saying, you could.
I mean,
and you shooting in a residential neighborhood, and you're not shooting at somebody. You're just shooting. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yes, sir.
He's had another, perhaps more nerve-wracking situation to handle. Tiara had passed away, and her family had no idea.
There's currently not letting too many people in the hospital. Let's step over here and see where all these cruises are.
My car, okay? I'm
Where's
right
your car
here.
at?
I'm right here because I didn't know.
Or this one?
Right here.
Okay. What's your daughter's name? You're here for your daughter?
Tiara Harris.
Tiara Harris. Let's say have you stand right here next to the sign. We'll have someone go over to talk to you, okay? Take a deep breath.
Yeah, that's so tough.
Fuck.
I don't know the names of who they are currently, miss.
Just listen to the cop's tone here. He knows just how bad things are looking for Tiara, and he absolutely doesn't want to break that news to her mother yet, especially when he sees just how emotional she's starting to get. Tiara's autopsy showed a single bullet struck her in the head and remains there. While tragic, this information would allow police to identify the exact bullet type and then gun used to shoot Tiara. If they could find the owner of this gun, they would be able to match it to the bullet, and justice could be served for Tiara and her family.
Hey,
Come on,
sorry for interrupting.
bro.
Isn't that annoying? What if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads like this?
Hey, come here.
They got a bunch of people showing
That's
up.
my son and nephew.
Okay, well, listen, they can't go in. It's going to be you.
Y'all go in the car. Go in the car.
They telling us to wait outside.
I know. I'm going in. Go in my car.
The entire family is in distress, with her mom shaking and doing everything she can to stay strong in front of her kids. It's truly a nightmare situation, and it only got worse from there. At around 8:30 p.m., they were informed that Tiara didn't make it. A bullet to the back of the head had ended her life, sending her family into complete grief and agony. Now, police knew that they absolutely had to catch the people that did this to Tiara, or risk letting down her and her entire family. At this point, police had 6 different suspects on the run, all tied to the shooting, and they would eventually manage to track down and get interrogations with all of them. Their start came in the form of a Facebook post by someone named Jeremiah Williams, described as a member of the BBM gang. Apparently, the post consisted of him bragging about being at the shooting and escaping without getting caught. By using his Facebook profile, they'd find his address and pick him up for interrogation. With Jeremiah also being a supposed gang member, he too would prove to be extreme.
I'm sorry, but those are nice shoes.
Hey, bro.
Hey, look. Hey. He's still a stupid idiot.
All of them stupid.
They all stupid. Nice shoes. That's it.
Difficult to break. However, by using expert methods, police would actually get him to break completely, to the point where he actually started to cry.
You are not meant for this life. You crying?
Yeah. Everybody go forward when they get in that room. Everybody go forward.
I gotta wait.
Detective Smith.
Now you crying?
Detective Davis. Nice to meet you.
Shaking hands with the police, man. You going to jail. You're done in the hood, bro.
Alright, and so the reason why we had you sitting here talking to us
KFC or something.
is
Let's get some bacon on, bro. Go ahead and get your last bacon on.
Chick-fil-A.
Remember this is, you know, you got shot. Remember hearing about that?
They got a Chipotle and
Okay, so during our investigation, your name's been coming up. But do you know about where you were that day, if you can?
I was definitely at home.
Apparently, Jeremiah also has an alibi, and even gives multiple names over that'll attest he wasn't on Rockaway that night.
You're at home. Yeah. Where was that at Amherst?
Amherst. This was right before my mom moved to Louisiana. My best friend, Rob, talked to her sister, the girl that died, her sister, Dayani or Diane or however you say her name. My best friend, Rob, was like in the kind of little
dating?
Yeah, with her sister. And it was crazy. We got on Facebook and it was all over Facebook. Her sister had got killed and stuff. And my mom was like, ain't that the girl that came over here the other day? And we like, no, that was her little sister.
Has her little sister reached out to you guys or anything?
We haven't talked to her in
I mean, I don't talk to her at all for real, but. So you were at your house on Amherst? Yeah. Was there anyone with you that day? My mom. What's your mom? My mom's name is April.
However, the detectives know this to be untrue. They know he was at the scene from the Facebook post he made. They know he did it, so they want to get a confession, or even better, some information that might help put more people in handcuffs. The thing is, they're initially going to find that a lot harder than they'd hope.
I have to ask.
Hey man, hold on. Before we go, remember, if y'all do a crime, bro, police start asking you questions, they already know the answer.
We not giving y'all any type of
they already know the answer.
Help.
I'm not helping you, I'm telling you.
If you doing bad,
if you do decide to do bad things and think you're going to get away with it, you're not, because they already know once they start questioning.
Yeah, that's true.
They already know.
They got, if they don't know exactly, but they know something.
They know enough.
Yeah.
They know enough to see if you're lying.
Yeah.
They know enough. They don't bring you in the room not knowing nothing.
There's one thing you can do: either be quiet
or tell the truth. You might as well just be quiet and tell the truth.
Do you recognize this car?
But I'm starting
You caught. You know you caught. Because now you got a choice. Either you go snitch and go to the hood and die, or you go to jail and die.
I don't know him by
You put yourself in this situation. You want to be a YN? Be a YN.
I just want to be tough for the homies.
You know, can you describe?
I've been a square all my life.
That's funny because I don't really know what it looks like. I mean, every time I've seen him, I've seen him with a ski mask on. Okay. Like, I've never seen him outside of a ski mask. Okay.
Never seen my side ski mask.
That's wild.
You're past.
You can wake somebody up in the morning.
You gotta shake. You gotta shake. You put sleep in the shites.
I'm scared nowhere.
So
that's exactly that hoodie.
Possession charge is all you got.
Damn. Turtle.
It's like carrying a concealed firearm in your vehicle. Gotcha. Yeah.
Jeremiah is making a conscious attempt to give as little information over as possible while still trying to seem cooperative. He's smart. He doesn't want to completely close himself off, as that'll make him seem guilty, but he also doesn't want to give up any vital information. The cops ask him who was there, where he was sitting in the car, even questions about the guns, but he refuses to speak, and he's starting to seriously frustrate the cops.
Of course, that's better.
I just won $60,000 from my car crash from this app from my phone.
It's not winning, that's a settlement.
But all this talk of courts and investigations doesn't seem to be getting them anywhere at all. So instead, they switch gears. They're going to be as direct as possible and give it to him straight. That's their last hope at getting him to crack.
What do your friends call you? Do you have a nickname or anything? Jim. We're just getting to know you, man. Obviously, we can see that you're not a bad person. Just the vibes I'm getting. But you're in here talking to us for a reason. And then coming back down to this incident. You being honest with us is what we'll be able to work with you. We know that you were there. And we also got your DNA in this car.
It's a lie.
If I've been in that car, I would tell you guys I've been in that car. I don't have no reason to lie or no reason to put myself in any trouble. Your role
If they had DNA,
is
he'd be handcuffed.
you're the driver. Really what we're looking for is why. You're already being charged with the incident. You explaining your actions and what really went down is just going to help with...
They can lie to you, by the way, too. It's legal for
we
them to
know
lie
you
to
didn't pull the trigger, but
I'm not helping
not
nobody.
being honest with what went down is not going to help you.
Go do your job.
It's going to let the prosecutor and the judge and jury are going to look at someone who's not remorseful. Drove over there and they started shooting.
So they told you to drive over to Rockaway?
Yeah. Who was sitting there in the car? In the front, and Zebo sitting behind me, and then Paul sitting on the door.
It worked. The cops actually got a name. It was a nick.
Hey man, listen, I'm telling you right now, don't do a crime because I'm telling. I'm telling. I'm not going to jail. I'm telling.
I'm solid. I just don't do a crime though.
I'm telling.
As long
If you do something like that,
if they bring me in, yeah, more likely you probably need to. Yeah,
bro. If you kill somebody to get back in my car, bro, go ahead and get out.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm telling. I'm telling.
Depends on the situation. If it's like somebody that who slapped your mama, I'll be like,
okay, I ain't. You good.
What happened?
If it's justified,
yeah.
Okay.
If it's not like some innocent bystander, I'll be like, go ahead and do that time.
If you just randomly do that and the girl die, you get back in my car,
go do that time.
You get locked up.
You might as well go out there and wait.
I'm not even driving nowhere. I'm gonna call the cops, sit right there. Cause you not,
like I was,
bro. You not finna make me an accomplice, bro. Go on, get out, gang. Oh, you gotta kill me.
But
Go ahead and
cops
get
could eventually tie this back to a man named Zaire Saunders, who would be interrogated later. This was huge. They'd actually gotten a gangster to tell on one of his partners. But they weren't done yet. They knew he still had more information, and they weren't going to stop putting on the pressure now.
We gotta go back to who was in the car with you. I know you know Zebo. Pa. You say you just know him by Pa. Do you know his real name? Okay. And the third person, you're saying how often have you seen him? Would you be able to identify that last person by a picture?
Jeremiah physically looks defeated. He's avoiding eye contact and is hunched over. He likely never
You gotta be
saw
careful with your
himself
body
giving
language
up
too.
the
They
names
tell
of
a
his
lot from your
partners,
body language.
but that's exactly where he found himself. The cops, however, are over the moon, even managing to get descriptions of the people he doesn't know the names of. They ask a few more questions before leaving him alone for a minute to prepare their next move.
Let him cook.
However, on their return,
Yep.
they didn't expect to see Jeremiah, a once tough and unbreakable gang member, to cry
Man, he
because
ain't
of
even
what
told
he'd
his mama
done.
yet.
Would you say his first name was what? Darian. Is this him?
I need him. I need him.
Yes or no?
Well, you can't go back outside.
If this is the first
can't go
time you've
nowhere.
seen a gang member cry, you're certainly not
the first time I've
alone.
seen one.
But it actually happened again in the detective's very
Cry on it
next
outside.
interrogation. While these cops were busy talking to Jeremiah, a breakthrough had been made outside of the interrogation room. Remember this footage recorded by a civilian witness earlier? Well, after 5 days of investigation, they actually managed to track the car down, enabling them to take in another suspect, Antonil Whitaker. Police would quickly realize that Antonil might be even more important than Jeremiah as a suspect.
They did.
He's a
Let's
supposed
take his
member of
car.
the BDM
Oh, they
gang,
stole another car.
and believed to be one of the suspects that initiated
That's how they
the
found
shootout.
dude no crime.
The thing is, he's just 17 years
Oh,
old.
he's telling.
Since there's still some information
You got snack pack.
Hey, he's telling, bro. He got chips everywhere. He's telling, bro. He's telling. He got like Lay's. He got Doritos. He got gummies.
You stupid. He's telling.
You go
He
inside.
said he's 17. All right.
Bro, you go inside interrogation room. You got snacks laid out, bro.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Telling, bro.
Maybe it was just they were trying to get rid of the snacks. They were like, it's
No,
about to
bro.
expire. Y'all want some of
Bro,
these?
they're cops, bro. No, no.
You want some of these? Come on, grab some of these real quick.
He told everybody.
You get birthdays. He said, yeah, his birthday coming up. I'm supposed to go to that party too.
He told him what his mama lived. He told him
His shoe size. You don't want to know his favorite color?
Man, you want to know my great social security color?
That's bad, sir.
Oh, chill out, bro. They wrong for doing it.
Y'all are not supposed to be doing this. You're not made for this game.
He's telling.
Then Jeremiah couldn't give them, they figured they might be able to scare him into giving up everything he knows. And their first idea is an unconventional but
He opened the
possibly
phone?
extremely effective
he opened his
method.
own phone.
He called his
Call him
mom. Oh, he called his
Okay,
mom.
good.
All right.
This is really, really serious now. You need to put yourself wherever you was and get to telling with your part as much as you can, because you can't take the blame for this and this was not you. You shouldn't be sitting here. They know it's your car. You can't get out of that. You're better than this.
Antonil doesn't even seem to feel like following his mother's advice. Despite the fact that they know it was his car, he's claiming that someone else was actually driving it that day.
Well, as they
And
say, he was
even
driving.
more unfortunately, he'd forgotten exactly who. Listen to his story and see if you believe it as much as the detectives do.
So you said you were at home? No, wait. Like the whole day? Someone took your car somehow, brought your car back, gave you the keys back or whatever, and then so you can take your sister. Your sister.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too.
They
crashed that bitch.
They keep popping that car.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
They're not. I'll be honest with you. I mean, what you're getting is not even a good state. It's not even a good like.
It's not even good.
So it'd probably be easy for you to tell the truth.
You see, about an hour after the shooting, Antonil was confirmed to have used his car to pick his sister up from an event, meaning it was clear that he was still in possession of it. But that didn't faze Antonil, and despite how many questions police asked him, he refused to give up anything.
How this works, you might already know this from TV.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't use us last year. Just file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself.
But I mean, it's kind of accurate. We're going to compare your DNA to the DNA on the shell casings that we collected on scene. Is there any reason your DNA is going to be on there? Because if there is, you've got to explain that.
Don't lie, bro.
You said no or I don't know. Who got in the car with you at all? If you're saying your DNA is not going to be on those shell casings, right? And you're saying you weren't driving, who did you let drive your car? But right now it looks like it's on you.
They're trying to force a confession out of him by telling him that if he'd been in physical contact with any of the evidence tied to the murder, they would find out and he would get sentenced. And they're not lying either. When you touch anything at all, you leave behind skin cells, sweat, small hairs, or even oils that can quickly be traced back to you. Meaning, if Antonil had touched the car, the bullets when loading his gun, or anything else related to the murder, police would find out. However, as of now, detectives haven't had the time to run these tests to confirm if his DNA was present, meaning they couldn't pressure him to a confession, and they'd have to wait until later. So in the meantime, they moved their attention to the next suspect. Remember the man Jeremiah gave up to the cops back in his interrogation? That was Zaire Saunders. Once they had his name, they tracked him down and arrested him. And he would prove to be even more helpful than Antonil and Jeremiah combined.
How you the biggest, bro? You telling, bro?
Like have no type of like, what's the
Bro,
free code? And
nah, man. The 17.
This is supposed to be hard,
bro. The 17-year-old with the snacks.
Okay,
and the
yes.
He held it down.
17-year-old. I expect him to be the one to fold.
He did.
I know what I'm saying. The other two, the older ones, have.
Why,
bro? I'm not in that life. I don't know.
Hear about that young lady who got killed?
Yeah.
Did you know her?
No.
We don't think that she was the one meant to be hurt, and I mean, based on what we're seeing. But unfortunately, she did get obviously hurt. Her family's hurt.
Right.
No, when we did that search warrant, we got your phone.
Yes.
Okay. And we downloaded your phone. And your location is putting you on Rockaway that day. No, it. What happened that day?
I shot a pistol. You shot a pistol? Yes.
This seems like a breakthrough. He's just admitted to being a part of the shooting, and it seems that all the detectives' work has just paid off.
No,
but they're not quite there yet. Of the 3 shooters, 2 did indeed use pistols, but one of them was actually yielding the extremely dangerous automatic rifle that can be seen clear as day in this footage here. Instead of jumping this fence after the shooting, the man with the rifle fled directly down Rockaway Street, and that's the direction Zaire's phone shows him running. The good news is, that clears Zaire of being the man that killed Tiara.
Okay.
After all, she was killed with a very specific pistol round. But that does put him directly in the spotlight of being the man with the most dangerous weapon, and one that is directly lying to the cops right now. And they're not about to let him get away with that.
Video dance.
You just in that video make it look long.
It look crazy. You look like a AK.
Sold those, 2 rifle rounds.
I mean, it ain't just.
Does it have a stock on it? Like something kind of modified that thing?
Yeah, it has a stock.
So,
but it has a stock.
That single piece of information resulted in Zaire actually getting the highest sentence out of anybody involved in the case.
Yeah.
Just the use of such a dangerous firearm actually increased his prison time by somewhere between 10 and 15 years. But he still doesn't know that yet. He's still under the guise
he on
that
house
if he
arrest?
helps the detectives out, he might get a better deal.
He's with
So
people.
not only did he tell them where to
Was
find the
that
rifle
quarter
he
he had to go
used,
with?
he also gave up one of the most vital pieces of information that cops had received in the entire case.
Got iron sights on it.
Group BBM. Just know they call it BBM. For real. BBM.
Zaire just told the cops the name of the gang that was involved. A huge piece of information that will help them track down every last individual that was part of this attack. Now the detectives have just one more final question that'll hopefully put together the final pieces of the puzzle they're looking for.
You've been extremely helpful throughout the
I was telling you, you've been extremely helpful.
Hey, bro, if your detective tell you, hey, bro, you've been real helpful, my
Cut your
dog.
hand off. Cut your hand off.
Go ahead and, you know, Aaron Hernandez yourself.
Like, that's how it is. Well, they ain't say it right then and there. They said,
You go to jail, but you done.
I know.
You go back to the hood, you done. You might as well go ahead and,
Protective custody. What they call it.
He just gave up the group chat where all of these shootings supposedly were planned. With this, police simply had to cross-reference the names in the group chat with the supposed shooters on the CCTV and the names that had been mentioned in previous interrogations, giving them enough evidence to sentence all 6 of the shooters. Unfortunately, this was...
We are the Skaggs family, Matthew and Cosette, and we are
I
owners
can't
of
afford
Jellyfish
you
Lane.
premium, so y'all just gotta bear with me, man. I ain't that rich.
Wasn't the resolution they'd hoped for. After examining all the weapons confiscated, it would turn out that none of them were a match to the bullet found in Tiara's head, meaning they still couldn't tie any specific person to the actual murder.
I don't think it was one of them. I
There
think it
is
was
one
It was
puzzle
one of
piece
them.
Yeah.
we haven't told you about yet. The one that would solve this entire case. Watching the CCTV footage, it's clear that there is one man that directly shot at Tiara's vehicle.
See, that one.
That's dude, the shiesty.
If you follow
it is
this
the dude with the
man,
shiesty.
dressed in all black, back through the CCTV, you can trace him all the way back to the driver's seat of this black truck. A black truck that, until now, the cops were completely unable to identify. But then, they received one final piece of footage from a witness, allowing them to track it back to the owner, 44-year-old mother, Kia Brown. Police realized they had to interview her, knowing that whoever was driving Kia's black truck that day...
Sliding inside your mama truck is crazy work, bro.
Man.
You're wild,
You have
dog.
no respect for the Lord or nobody else in your
No,
household.
bro, you're wild. Bro.
You need to be taken off the streets.
Bro, sliding inside your mama's vehicle is crazy.
You're out here
man.
disrespecting the laws.
Like, you putting your mama in danger, bro.
Tiara Harris.
Hey, how you doing, man?
It's undercover.
Good. I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis, back in police.
Hi.
Hey, we wanted to talk to you or whoever drives this truck, reference that incident that happened up the street. They were being shot at. And we're finally trying to catch up with them. Looked like a couple males. And have you heard about this?
I heard about what happened on the corner. This is my truck, but my son was driving.
It wasn't Kia, but her son driving the car that night. And after running his name, they'd find out he had ties to a rival gang of BBM. So the detectives had Kia call her son and hand over the phone to the officers.
I have some detectives here right now. The day that we were moving in, the incident that happened around the corner, they would like to speak with you. Do you have a moment? Can you go on break?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good. I'm Detective Smith. I'm with Detective Davis with me. Hey, what's your name before we get started, bud? Linear. All right, Linear. How you doing, man? So listen, man, I won't keep too much of your time. We were wondering if we could talk with you and your mom maybe in person at some point, and we wanted to talk to you about that incident that happened up the street. We know you're over there, so we were hoping you could help us, actually. You're not in any trouble. We're actually hoping you could help us. Would there be a good day for you to...
This weekend?
Yeah, Sunday the 8th. Can we do it anytime after 2:30? Okay.
Anytime after 2:30.
All right, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 3:30. All right, buddy. Bye.
And just like that, they had an interview scheduled. and this was the final suspect at the scene that they hadn't yet spoken to. The man suspected to be the driver of the black truck and the man they think shot Tiara.
Dad, how you doing? What's up? Appreciate you talking with us. So, I mean, obviously you know why we're here, about that incident that happened on the street. So, we just wanted to know your perspective, what happened that day, what you see, that type of stuff. But you can run us through that day?
I was standing in the driveway on my phone. Then heard shots. I got down, ducked. Then when the shots stopped, I heard I ran to the car.
When the shots started happening, you ran and got in the driver's seat, and then team got in your passenger seat, right? Okay.
That was it. Lanier had just told them he was driving the black truck that day, confirming he was the man in all black that drove the truck and hopped in the Chevy. He was the man that fired the bullets. So they decided to ask him up front.
I'm about to ask you something, man. I'm about to ask you from your parents. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask. Did you shoot that day? Okay.
Now you're lying.
Even though he said no, police already had all the evidence they needed. The car tied to him, his ties to the rival gang, and finally the video of him shooting at Tiara's car. So they arrested him on the spot and brought him in for interrogation.
No, I don't mean he shot them on. He was. I just say I still think they thought that it was the bullets were coming from that car instead of the one behind them.
You do whatever you want, man. I'm not here to. Okay. Are you saying you want your lawyer? You don't want to talk? Okay. All right.
But in the end, this wouldn't matter, as when they arrested and processed him, they managed to confiscate his gun. And after analyzing the forensics of the bullet inside of Tiara and Lanier's gun, it was a match. Lanier had fired the killing shot.
The only shot.
After 5 months of investigation, all the puzzle pieces were finally in place. In total, 7 people were charged in this incident. Zaire Saunders was charged with involuntary manslaughter and 4 counts of felonious assault and was sentenced to 35 to 40 years. Antonelle Whitaker and Jeremiah Williams got 20 to 24 years on similar charges, while the 4th assailant in this group, Darion Rackley, got 34 to 40 years. It was confirmed Antonelle's DNA was in fact found on various bullet casings on Rockaway Street, despite his claims in the interrogation room. The next 2 to be sentenced were the ones who shot back at Zaire's group after being rolled up on. They were Javier Small and Jonte Smith, who were sentenced to 4 years and 2.5 years respectively. Lastly was Lanier Worthy, Tiara's actual killer. However, as of this video's upload, he's still awaiting sentencing. Tiara and George were not involved in any of the gangs in the shootout and were found completely innocent. At long last, Tiara and her family could finally be at peace. Half of our profits in this